for those who don't know me, my name is Josh Larkham. I am the secretary of the Professional Diving Coaches Association. So I want to appreciate all you guys for coming, not only for this part of the symposium, but also throughout the whole weekend. We really couldn't do it without you guys. So I also want to take a quick moment to thank Chelsea, our president, Steve, our VP for Treasury, Courtney for events who put this main shindig together. So thank you. So before we get started into the awards, part of these awards, we really came up with people in our community that have really made an impact on our sport, such as Ida Wilson and Ron O'Brien, who are the two awards that we named after for these awards that we are giving today. Without their passion for the sport to really help grow diving and really educate the youth and really make our sport better and our community better. We really wanted to honor them by giving these awards to coaches that we felt really honored their legacy. So, with that, I have the great honor of presenting the Ida Wilson Award. And for just a little clarity, the Ida Wilson Award is named for the pioneering age group coach who founded Crown Valley Divers and used her passion for the sport to guide thousands of young divers over more than 6 decades. Can be awarded to a club coach, high school coach, college coach, or high diving coach. And then to be considered, they had to be good standing with our organization, served the sport of diving for a minimum of 3 years, and been actively involved in coaching, mentoring young athletes and coaches, and just exhibiting a passion for the sport and to grow the grassroots program in the area in need. So, the person receiving this award, the person who nominated our winner, uh, for the award, the main comment was very creative, open-minded, and with her coaching style, and just encourages and pushes athletes to be the best diver and person they can be, with a quote saying, "Quitters never win and winners never quit." Which I think, if you know this person, is a very honest quote, and I think a very true quote. Um, a little bit of background. The person who won this award had years of experience both at Diving Division One, multiple honorable mentions at the ACC, winning platform in 2005, and 1 meter, yeah, 1 meter in 2002 with second team honorable mention at the NCAA championships in 2005. From there, really got her path coaching at Mile High, where she learned a lot of dryland skills to become a better coach before moving to Orlando, working with Mark Ruiz, and then starting her own club and really working the grassroots in Jacksonville. And so it is my honor and privilege to give Courtney Gills the Ida Wilson Award, as well as thanking her for her service as the Vice President of Events here at the PDCA. Working with her the last couple years has been nothing short of a pleasure, and I'm excited to see what she continues to do with her athletes. But having seen her athletes on deck, the smiles that they have, the joy that they have for the sport, and the hard work and determination to succeed truly shows what Courtney's dedication to her craft is. So, with that, Courtney, thank you so much for your time and dedication to our sport.
Congratulations, Courtney.
Thanks, you guys. I'm really surprised to get this. I was expecting for other people who've been coaching for much longer than I am to get it, but I'm very honored to be even in the same category of as Ida Wilson. I never got a chance to meet her, but you know, when I started my career, Ida Wilson was out there and you knew who she was, and Krista and GC and everything. And so definitely somebody that I would have looked up to. And I'm sorry that I didn't get a chance to know her, but I did get a chance to talk to Krista quite a bit at nationals and talk to her about her mom, and she just sounded like such an amazing woman, even up until her last few days when she was still coaching little kids, teaching them how to point their toes and how much fun they had. So to be considered in the same genre, you know, place as her is just amazing. So I'm very grateful to be getting this award. Thank you so much.
She was an amazing woman.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Here.
And very well deserved, Courtney.
For sure.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Awesome.
Very good.
Well, I will take it over from here. Thanks, Josh. I appreciate that. Yay. Thank you. So our next award this year is the Ron O'Brien Award for exceptional success and attention to detail. The Ron O'Brien Award is named for the legendary 8-time Olympic coach and acknowledges Ron's attention to detail in athlete development. This award is awarded to a club coach, a high school coach, or a collegiate coach, or a high diving coach. And to be considered for the award, members have to be a member in good standing of the US PDCA, have served the sport of diving for a minimum of 10 years, have been actively involved in the sport and the teaching of other coaches, and have had outstanding success through refining skills and attention to detail. I will go ahead and hand over the reins to Mr. Chris Zukis, who nominated our award winner. So Chris, go for it.
Thanks so much, Courtney. I appreciate it. It's a privilege to present the Ron O'Brien Award to John Wingfield, a coach whose career has embodied the very essence of exceptional success and attention to detail. Much like Ron himself, John has elevated not only the athletes under his guidance, but the sport of diving as a whole. John's leadership of the U.S. National Training Center transformed American diving. Though the center closed over a decade ago, the impact of his vision is still felt today, with athletes from that program continuing to produce Olympic medals as recently as just last year. More than just a training ground for the nation's top divers, the center became a hub for knowledge sharing, bringing together the country's best coaches and creating a culture of training the trainers that continues to ripple through our sport. As a 3-time Olympic coach in 2008, 2020, and 2024, John has guided and shaped the careers of some of our nation's most decorated athletes. He built champions like David Bodaya, Thomas Fincham, Mary Beth Dunahey, and Tyler Downs, while contributing to the success of Kelsey Bryant, Jessica Parado, and countless others. His ability to refine detail and instill resilience in his athletes has repeatedly placed them on the world's greatest stage. Yet what sets John apart is not only his results, but his character. He is driven and hardworking, yet selfless in his commitment to others. He is kind and trustworthy, generous with his time, and honest in his guidance. These qualities have made him not only a respected coach, but also a mentor whose influence stretches around the world. Through the Future Champions Program, START Program, Divers Dozen, and Talent ID initiatives, John's educational frameworks have shaped countless coaches. His publications, his openness in hosting coaches at Ripfest, and his willingness to travel globally to exchange knowledge have all contributed to building a stronger, smarter coaching community. From launching Indianapolis Stars and creating one of the most dominant junior programs in U.S. history to founding Ripfest, the world's largest diving camp, John has ensured that the next generation of divers and coaches inherit the very best of the sport. For his extraordinary success, his relentless attention to detail, his personal integrity, and his profound influence as both coach and mentor, it is with great pride that we honor John Wingfield with the Ron O'Brien Award.
Wow. Chris, thank you very much. It is an honor and a privilege to receive this award. And I'll talk a little bit about Ron and his unbelievable mentorship. I met him for the first time in 1986 at a coaching clinic. And I had just recently graduated from college and I was starting into an MBA program. And he sat down with each and every coach that was at that clinic and spent time with them individually. And he spent time with me for about an hour and a half. During that time, he interviewed me and really kind of looked at my background and my aspirations and was able to analyze what I loved and what I didn't love. And my first undergraduate degree was in business, and I had worked in business, but I was going back to get my MBA. And he's like, why do you want an MBA if you already don't like what you do in business? And really changed my perspective. He was obviously a consummate educator and teacher. And he said, you really should look at getting a physical education undergraduate degree, and then go for a master's in sports science and biomechanics. And it changed the course of my career and the course of my life. But in just those few minutes or an hour, he was able to analyze who I was and give me a different path for my life, as he had done with many, many divers. So I stopped the MBA program. I did go through a second undergraduate degree in health and physical education, and then got my master's in sports sciences with emphasis in biomechanics. And fast forward then a decade, that was 1986, 1996, I was involved with USA Diving at a high level. I was the vice president of senior diving on the board of directors. And then fast forward another year, and they were interviewing for the National Training Center, which they were trying to develop. And I was blessed and fortunate to get that position. And for the next 10 years, from January 1998 until Ron retired, fully retired in 2008, he was my mentor. So for 10 years, I saw him on a consistent basis, where he mentored myself and other coaches, including Wen Bo. And in Ron's career, he had actually mentored 5 Olympic coaches along the way, one being his own son, Tim O'Brien, Jeff Schaefer, Kenny Armstrong, myself, and Wen Bo. So I learned much from him as to how to give back as well to the sport that we all love and to other folks. But you know, he flew up to Indianapolis every 6 weeks and spent 3 days with myself. He would sit in the stands for the first day and watch us coach. And then the second day, he would come in and say, here are the things that I'm seeing from a group standpoint and an individual standpoint. And then on the third day, he would coach side by side with us. And then 6 weeks later, he'd come back up and say, those 3 points I gave you last 6 weeks, you've done well on 2 of those 3 points. You need to work on this detail more, and here's 3 new points for you. And that's how he educated us over a decade. And we went from having no one in training. The objective that he had set forth in designing it was to develop athletes from a talent ID standpoint, not take the current national champion and make them Olympians, but to find young athletes that had not gone through a prescriptive procedure, and take those young athletes through a prescriptive procedure over time and build Olympians. And we were able to do that in a 10-year span. So I'm indebted to his great leadership. Obviously, we lost him about a year ago, and that was sad times. And it was amazing at the celebration of life, those who came and spoke, and you know, we all cried and we all laughed. And so it is tremendously heartfelt.
Oh, we lost him.
Looks like he's there, but maybe not connected very well.
Must mean the Colts are winning because the cheering's probably just
Yeah, maybe that's what happened.
Let me text him real quick.
Did you hear anything?
Oh yeah, we heard a lot.
Okay.
You were talking about Ron O'Brien's celebration of life.
Yes.
Yes. So I was wrapping up there. So thank you very much. Yeah. During his celebration of life, you know, we all cried, we all laughed, and we all remembered his greatness and what he had provided to our sport over his lifetime. Super dedicated individual, and you know, changed the course of diving worldwide, and was dedicated obviously to what the PDCA is all about, because he was one of the founding members of the PDCA, and he was dedicated to that education and camaraderie of coaches. And I feel blessed, I feel humbled, and certainly privileged to receive the Dr. Ron O'Brien Award from the PDCA. Thank you, committee. Thank you, PDCA administration. And thank you, Chris, for the nomination.
And congratulations to you, John. That's awesome.
Congrats.
Congratulations, John.
Thanks. Thanks.
Now go back to the
Go
Colts
enjoy your
game.
Colts.
Yeah, enjoy the game.